Hello everyone, it is Sunday, March 24th, 2024. We have a winter storm going on here in Minneapolis. We're currently in the Minneapolis Sculpture Garden, the Walker Sculpture Garden. I'm gonna go take a walk around for a little bit here and explore the snowy conditions. Probably head towards downtown. Is the Spoon Bridge in Cherry. Tasha from Fargo says, been there so much but never seen the big spoon in Cherry. Yeah, the Spoon Bridge in Cherry is essential Minneapolis. The Walker Museum behind it there, it's on the other side of those trees. Very cool modern art museum. They have a Keith Haring exhibit opening up in a couple weeks here that I'm really excited for. Big fan of his. Highly recommend checking out the Minneapolis Sculpture Garden here and the Spoon Bridge in Cherry. The other, I think, one that they've been pushing a lot is the Blue Rooster over here. I think that's another big part of the Sculpture Garden. Not a ton of snow so far, but snowing pretty heavily. I think it's starting to stick a little bit. It started overnight. But here in the city, as you can see, maybe a centimeter or so far. I think the forecast was for a few inches, 6 inches to a foot, somewhere in that range. We'll see what actually pans out. It's a little warmer, so it is about 30, so not going to be sticking as heavily as it would sometimes. But hey, Tasha says, love your content. Hey, thank you, Tasha. I appreciate that. Glad to have you here. Bad vibes forever. Okay. Interesting. There's the Walker Museum I was talking about a bit earlier. Here's your live 94 traffic cam going through Minneapolis. I don't know if it had just been kicked around a bit over there, but it feels like there's more snow on this side of the on this side of the freeway, the bridge. We're now in Loring Park. A gem of Minneapolis. So close to downtown, but a nice little peaceful spot. You can't really see very well, but pretty much right on the other side of this park, you start getting into the downtown central business district, the tall buildings and all that stuff. Is Lurkat restaurant bar. It's good enough for Lady Gaga. Actually, I don't know if she gave a good review. I know I saw that Lady Gaga ate there a few months back. I don't know if she liked it or not. But it's a place I've been meaning to check out. Escaping the BYT says, "Hi, how much are you expecting?" I'm thinking probably 5 to 6 inches, but we will see here in Minneapolis. I actually didn't check this morning. I looked overnight. They said anywhere between 6 inches and a foot. But I think the concern is that tomorrow, early in the morning, it's supposed to switch from snow to rain, which is just super gross conditions, and everything gets all wet and sloppy. So I probably wouldn't be out in that, but we'll see. This is probably the coolest alley in Minneapolis, in my opinion. Hey, Rail Artist is here today. They said, "You're taking me back to 30 plus years that I lived in the Twin Cities. A lot of good memories, some good, some not so good. Thank you ever so much." Glad you're here again today, Rail Artist. Always appreciate you. Escaping the BYOT is up in Duluth. Says they're saying 8 plus inches by Tuesday. We'll see. They opened up the shipping again, and looks like they're immediately getting dumped on up there, right? Here's the Fox Alley Coffee. Cool coffee shop here. Yeah, you should definitely visit Minneapolis sometime, especially up in Duluth. I think easy trek between the two if you have a car. There are people calling for a train between the two, but I'm not sure how much I believe that will actually happen. I think it'd be cool. Loring Corners. Escaping the BYOT says high-speed rail would be sweet all the way to Grand Marais. Oh yeah, I would love that. I think it'd be so fun if could have a way to get people up there. I've never made it up to Grand Marais just because it is such a trek from the Twin Cities. I feel like I go up to Duluth and kind of want to relax and spend time up there. The furthest I've made is about 2 harbors, but hopefully someday. Tasha says, are these historic buildings? I believe so. I mean, they're definitely early 1900s, mid 1900s. So in the sense of that they're old, I don't know if they are like on historic preservation lists or anything like that. I wouldn't be surprised to find that, but really don't know a ton about this area. But I do enjoy it. Some nice wedding dresses. The BYOT was camping up there in that area. Beautiful, yeah, by kind of by that Split Rock Lighthouse and all that area. Really nice stuff. Hi-Fi Hair and Records. Kind of a cool combo. You're coming up on the Basilica of St. Mary, definitely a historic church. Here we go, Rovercraft Co. 1957. Roycraft. I think I've been making videos in Minneapolis for almost 2 years now, and I still haven't done one focusing on the Basilica, which is such a cool building. It's definitely high on my short list of places to prioritize in the coming months here. Ooh, that wide angle camera's got some snow on it. So sometimes I'll be walking around making these videos, doing these streams, or recording for a video to post later, and I'll see people look over at me and be like, what is that guy recording? And then kind of just take a moment to slow down and look at the art that we are living amongst. I always feel like it's really cool to see people take a moment to take it in where they might have been just walking by before. Or maybe they're just looking at me like I'm crazy. I like to think that they're enjoying it. I've actually never been inside. I think there's people going in right now. I don't know what time it is. Maybe, yeah, my watch isn't firing up. 3 o'clock? Says the service is at 5 today, or the next one is at 5. I don't know if they're going in for a special thing or just getting ready for that one later. Yeah, let's I'll reach out to them and see if I can make a video there. Hopefully go inside someday. We're on Hennepin Avenue now, major thoroughfare in Minneapolis. A few blocks ahead, if we keep walking, we'll get to the theater district and basketball stadium, all that good stuff. Look at that icon of Minneapolis right there. Those billboards. I wonder if a few years down the line people will see those Chris Lindahl billboards and how relevant those will be, or people will be like, oh my god, that guy was already here. or will it be remember Chris Lindahl billboards? Hey, the plow drivers are enjoying it today. They haven't had a ton of work this year, so getting out a bit is probably welcome for them. Probably quite a bit of lost income there. If I remember correctly, they haven't declared a snow emergency yet, from my understanding, but each snow emergency declared in Minneapolis is, I think, $300,000 or so bill for the city, if I remember correctly. Here's the Minneapolis Community and Technical College. Z's Wavy says you should come visit Rochester. Yeah, I agree. I'm throwing a little bit of snow here. I am meaning to do Rochester, to go check out downtown Rochester. I actually have some family down in Rochester that I go visit occasionally. but that tends to be on events and holidays, so we tend to spend most of our time at their home and don't really do a ton of exploration in the city. But I would love to get down there. I will make a point before the summer is over. I will go to Rochester. Especially now that the days are getting a little longer, I can almost drive down after work, record a quick video down there, and then drive back. It's not far at all, not super unreasonable. Just running across the street in front of buses in the snow. Very smart move on my end. But yeah, Rochester, Red Wing, Mankato, Fargo, Moorhead. Those are all on the short list right now. Those ones that are close enough to the cities. As well as about like a dozen places here in the cities that I've been meaning to get to. Is the Carolyn and Sanders Ackerberg Science Center at Minneapolis City and Technical College. For Rochester, I'm considering going down. There's a Minnesota Aurora, the soccer team here that plays out of TCF Stadium, is playing a game at the Rochester soccer team down there. They're like minor league teams. I think I might go down for that. Escaping the BYOT says I was in Red Wing and Winona. Yeah. Those are definitely places down there, similar area. Not to Rochester, kind of in that same direction, but we got the Saloon Rouge. Winona, Hastings, all that kind of area. The Bellevue, Eli. Doesn't look like whatever was here at the ground level is still there. That's too bad. Something Cafe. Or maybe that's the Saloon Rouge. No, that's Saloon Rouge. Looks like it's a hair salon. Salon Rouge, not saloon. Just taking a quick detour off Hennepin for a minute to take a look at some of the stuff around the surrounding block here. We're at Harmon and South 13th Street. Harmon Place and South 13th. You can connect through this way behind the Minneapolis Technical College to get back to Loring Park there. Lunds and Byerly's liquor store. Regular Lunds and Byerly's is over there because in Minnesota you cannot have liquor or alcohol over, I think, like 3% or something inside the same building as a grocery store. So these grocery stores open, they buy two spots so they can have a separate one for their, oh gross, saw a mouse run by. That was actually a rat. But they have a, you have to buy multiple spots because you can't sell liquor inside your grocery store. I think it's a dated law, in my opinion. We got Buca de Beppo. Yeah, so definitely a law that I think should be changed.
Get the gift card.
I think we've moved past the time of needing to have those be separated. But yeah, so there's oftentimes you'll have a grocery store like that, like Lunds and Byerly's over there, and then they'll have a building very close or right next door where they have their alcohol and liquor sales. When most states you can get alcohol and liquor in a gas station or in a grocery store or wherever. But I'm sure there's some reasoning behind why they have it that way. I want to say I saw a state representative talking about wanting to get that done away with recently, but we'll see. Got the Adam Turman mural right here, a very popular Minnesota artist. Does a lot of these, you can see his signature style there, a bit cartoony, but still realist. He, not realist, but yeah, he does a lot of the stuff with like the Paul Bunyan, a lot of Minneapolis and Minnesota themed artwork. The Paul Bunyan and the Blue Ox. Is a popular one that he has. So we're coming up on the Hennepin Theater District. Pizza Hut is hiring drivers. Up to 20. Oh, another cool mural here. directly up ahead, you're looking at the Fair School for Arts. It's a Minneapolis public school, high school. Obviously, I think focusing on art as an essential part of the curriculum, which is very cool. Good programs there. I know one of the teachers there, I believe, is in the running for Minnesota Teacher of the Year. Laura says, it just turned on. Burr, 64 degrees here. You know, I am actually toasty right now. I got these warm gloves on. I got my boots. I've got my winter coat on. Although 64 does sound great. I am dressed for the occasion and plenty warm. Unfortunately, Minneapolis Public Schools is facing a pretty heavy budget deficit. So some of these schools are losing programs that I think are very important to these kids. And hopefully we can find a way to balance that budget in a way that works for the students and can help them learn the essential parts of their education that can help them grow to be great members of our society. I was hearing yesterday that one of the local middle schools is losing their entire band, which is so sad. And, you know, it's so many people that grew up playing in the school band and they found a love for music through that, or an outlet for expression through that. Losing that potential from those younger grades is kind of heartbreaking for me. So I do really hope that in some way they can get that budget balanced to where we can get those programs back in our schools and get those kids playing good music. Now, if only we can get people showing up for the school music performance the way they show up for the football game, but that's a whole other thing. Chelsea says, glad to catch a stream. Hey, glad you're here today. Hope you're having a good Sunday. I'm enjoying today's walk in the snow. I feel like we've walked Hennepin a handful of times the last couple months. Let's go up to First Ave, which actually I think we walked on Thursday, so. Damon says, glad you invested in a great pair of gloves for walking Minnesota. I think I have the old one in my pocket too, the one with a hole in it. I couldn't wear those out today. It's just a little too intense. So that bar is the Saloon, which is a gay bar. So I try to, you never know where people are at in their life. So I try to make a point of not recording people who are there, because you never know who's ready to talk about what, who could see someone on there, what change that could have in their life. So I want to be as considerate to those people as possible. Thomas says, is Murray's restaurant in downtown still open? As of 3 or 4 days ago, yes. I am. I'm currently looking to get a reservation there too. So hopefully in the coming days I'll get to try it. But I've heard that place is fantastic, and it's absolutely beautiful in the snow. So why don't we go walk over there? Got Target Field up ahead, the baseball stadium, which I think their first game is in like a week and a half, maybe 2 weeks or something. I want to get out and walk around when there's people out for the baseball game, so all the people who are wondering where everyone is can see, oh no, they're here sometimes. They just kind of go to events, I guess. One of the many Prince murals in Minneapolis. Beloved musician. Minnesota's finest. Jeffrey is here today. Hey, Jeffrey. It's a relatively new mural. I think within the last like 4 or 5 years too, if I remember correctly. I think there was like a Prince birthday celebration a few weeks back that they, or a few years back, not weeks, that they unveiled it for. Kaitama said, so here's the iconic First Avenue venue. This used to be a bus depot, but really important music venue where Prince recorded that his show Purple Rain. Kaitama says, have you spotted any of the light rail trains with its snowplow attached? I haven't, no. That's kind of cool. Let's go head over to the light rail and see what we can find. It is the 21st. We've got flip turn and toes. 24th, not 21st. Hey. Here is the Target Center, home of the Minnesota Lynx, Minnesota Timberwolves, all kinds of other events. Looks like they opened up this level. It was closed off for construction when I went there a few months ago. And there's always really cool views outside the window of First Ave. You know, it's kind of sad when I went there and I couldn't see that cool view. When you're inside a basketball stadium, it's not the same as like going to the baseball one where you can see the skyline and enjoy the city as much. You're more just kind of looking down on the people playing basketball, which is cool too. So there's First Avenue and 7th Street entry. Wonderful place to catch a concert. Recently just updated their sound system. We have the Lofton Hotel here across the street from Target Center, which I believe just sold to, I want to say, the same group that bought LaSalle Plaza about 1.5 years ago. And they bought, I think it's called the Pince building, if I remember correctly. They've been scooping up a lot of downtown real estate during this down cycle in commercial real estate. So hope that pays off for them. Love to see people taking a chance on Minnesota and investing in downtown. It was supposed to be Bad Bunny playing here last night, but he canceled, I think, on Thursday, a few days ago. Very popular musician. got Warriors gear. I wonder if the Golden State Warriors are playing tonight. I saw someone else in a Golden State Warriors shirt when we were walking a couple minutes ago. When you see one, it's random. When you see two, you gotta start asking questions. Yeah, it says Warriors Timberwolves. Sure enough. Looks like there is a basketball game tonight. Jeffrey says, look like I probably won't get much snow. Have you been getting hit out there yet? I think we're probably getting a little less than we expected here, but I think they try to err on the side of caution with making sure everybody's prepared. Sid Hartman. I do kind of like that they connect these two here. This little walkway right here is cool. So you can go straight from the... Well, I don't know how often people need to do that, to go from stadium to stadium. How often are you going to go to a baseball game and a basketball game in the same day? It's got the statue with shades on. This is Target Field, the Minnesota Twins baseball stadium. Should we sit in the big glove? Oh, it's pretty wet. I don't know what I was thinking. We'll sit in the big glove another day. I guess I was saying earlier, maybe I'll come by when there's a baseball game starting or getting out, just to take in the crowd. Since people get a little shaken up by how quiet the streets of Minneapolis can be. Looks like the security guards are having their pre-game meeting up there. Right, I think someone had mentioned the light rail trains having snow plows on them right now, or sometimes having snow plows on them. So let's go see if we can find one of those. But it looks like a train just went by, so it might be a bit of a wait. We'll see. Oh, I hear one. A light rail train, that is, but I think it's going in the other direction. I was out here the other night and people were going wild in this bar. Last call, there was just like people like dancing in the window and dancing outside, having a good old time. Looked like they were having a lot of fun. Maybe a big party spot on the weekends. Says we got a green line coming in 3 minutes. Headed to St. Paul. A green line headed downtown, headed our way in 10 minutes. So, gonna be a few minutes. This is the Warehouse District light rail station. Thomas says, do you live downtown? No, I live in South Minneapolis. Yeah, so a few miles from downtown. Jeffrey says, I've only been on the light rail once. Light rail can be a lot of fun. Good way to connect between the cities, connect to the airport. We saw the Prince mural earlier. We've got the other Minnesota icon, Duluth's finest, Bobby Dylan. Alright, I can see that other train coming, so I'll probably hang out here for a minute to see if it's got the plow on it. Sneaky Pete's, the ultimate fun bar and grill. That's Sneaky Pete. This building we're looking at here, the Richardsonian Romanesque, is the Lumber Exchange building. Really cool building.
Fifth, walk sign is on the cross.
Went to walk in there a few years back when I was doing one of these.
Walk sign
And
is on
they,
the cross. Fifth,
one of those places that they were not happy with me trying to look around in there.
Fifth, walk sign is on the cross. Fifth, walk sign is
Escaping the BOYT says, can you recommend any old school food places? We're about to walk up to one after this. Murray's, I have heard fantastic things about. Can't say I've been there. Hopefully within the next week or two I will have been there. Good old school food spots. You've got like so Murray's there. Kramarchuk's is like a Ukrainian deli. They make really good European food over there. Good stuff. In South Minneapolis, there's a pizza place called Fat Lorenzo's that I like a lot. The pizza review guy, Dave Portnoy, he hated it. I think he took like one bite of it, and not in a good way, and was like, "No, I want nothing to do with that." But I like that place a lot. Kind of cool vibe in there. There's a place, Glicks. It's like a Glueks German restaurant, right here downtown too. Good spot. Yeah, it looks like the plow is not on this Green Line train right now. Maybe they're waiting for a little more snow. But I'm glad we waited to see, and maybe someday I'll catch one. There's a supper club that I was recommended called Jack's, I think Jax Supper Club in Northeast. That's supposed to be really good, old school style food place. Let's see. Your Green Line train going by Sneaky Pete's. Oh, now the guy is plowing up on the platform. Thomas says, is 8th Street Grill in downtown still open? I do not know. I have never been there. Ooh, a good spot it's in St. Paul. It's called Cecil's. Really good deli. One of the better sandwiches I've had in the city. I think, so we're gonna walk by Murray's. There's another place called Manny's. It's at the base of the Fouché Tower. And Manny's is like supposed to be another really popular kind of old school style steakhouse, but I haven't been there either. But that is like I think another one of those really classic spots. Creekside Supper Club, really cool restaurant that I like a lot. Not old school, but kind of has like a good vibe to it. It's only a few years old, but they're definitely going for that Wisconsin supper club of the past style. But yeah, I think Manny's and Murray's are kind of those places where you go in and they give you a nice old school style steak experience. And I must always plug, I have a friend who owns a restaurant called Zora Darling. Really good spot. Their menu is made by this chef who works out of Brooklyn, who put together this really cool menu for them. Really good. Definitely not an old school spot, but cool restaurant in Northeast or Central Hennepin area that's worth checking out. Cartana says, you know what? I think the weird indent on the front of the trains are the snowplows. Oh, maybe. Maybe. All right, so here's the place we've been talking about a bit. We got Murray's. Steak since 1946. And its iconic emerald green, the turquoise facade. Apparently it was awarded a Silver Butter Knife Award, which was an honor for steaks served on time at the perfect temperature and tender enough to be cut with a silver butter knife. The signature 28-ounce strip sirloin continues to be known as the Silver Butter Knife steak. After nearly 80 years in its current location, Murray's continues to serve delicious food and provide impeccable service. Oh, Thomas says you'll love Murray's 40s motif piano bar. It's amazing. Yeah, I used to really like Nye's over in Northeast. Cool little piano bar, old school style, but they closed it and I haven't been since it reopened, but that was a really cool spot. Yeah, I can't wait to get out here soon. We are coming up on Nicollet. So this was the main pedestrian central business district thoroughfare of Minneapolis. The heyday of department stores. But now that department stores and office work have kind of changed a bit to both being online based, the energy along Nicollet has changed. So we will be seeing what happens in the future to Nicollet. A lot of different ideas for it. Ooh, another place I've been meaning to check out, I think I've talked about it a couple times, is the Minneapolis Club. Just one of those social clubs that many cities have. It's private for members, but they do have open service a few times a week. I don't know if it's for lunch or dinner on certain days. But I went in there one time and really cool in there. Really nice atmosphere. Thomas says, is Dayton still open as a department store? I do like the remodel. No, not at the moment. So they did during the holidays, they do like the Dayton's Christmas market or holiday market. I don't know what they call it, but they put all the different, local small vendors inside there to make a store for the month and a half there. And outside of that, I don't think there's a ton going on. The Minnesota chef, Andrew Zimmern, is wanting to open up a food hall there, and he was planning on doing it back in 2019. But then the pandemic hit, so there's been changes to demand and all that. And that got put on hold. But I do know that they did just sign a new tenant for a coffee shop on the ground level. Actually, I think it's Skyway level of the Dayton's project. So they're working on different stuff in there. We'll see what ends up coming to life and being the final iteration of it. So it looks like there are like little plows in front of the wheels on the light rail there. This is the Nicollet Mall station. You can see the Sioux Line building right here. One of my favorite buildings in Minneapolis. Hey, we got another guy. Thomas says, sweet, it's been bittersweet. My mother, rest her soul, worked at Dayton's for 20 years. Good memories in that building. Yeah, very, very cool that you got to spend some time there and build those fond memories. I think, was Dayton's the one that had like the Christmas, on like the 9th floor there was like the Christmas stuff going on in there? All the Santa bears. Sorry for the loss of your mother as well. It is never easy. I think I might have visited Minneapolis in, I don't know if it was 2012 or 2013, which I don't know if that was one of the final years of it, but I think we went up there and then they had like just stopped doing the Holodazzle parade and everybody's like, oh, well, if we want a taste of Christmas, we have to go up to this Dayton's thing. And I wasn't appreciative enough of the Minnesota culture yet, I guess.
Where's that? Ooh.
Got the GMC on the Nicollet Mall. This is a bus and taxi only road. So maybe they're a professional driver. Who knows? Oh, I wonder if just putting 2 and 2 together, I wonder if the coach here is picking up the basketball team and they stayed at the Four Seasons there. Oh yeah, they got the, yeah, that's definitely what's going on. They got the little stanchion there, holding people off. It says NBA Bus 1. So either coaches or players or something's going on there. Free ride on the 10 line. So we're here at Nicollet and Washington. Escaping the BYOT says, FYI, YouTube is promoting vertical live streams recently. It's bringing people many more views. Vertical live streams, huh? Maybe we'll have to try one of those. I like the horizontal because I like to watch streams on TV through the Apple TV. But I guess they're probably looking for the people who are just using their phones. And that's a good little tip there. Thank you, BOYT. WDZU says, hello, how are you? I am doing very well. Enjoying a beautiful walk in the snow here in Minneapolis. I hope you are having a great day as well. Thing is, I keep walking further and further from where we started. So, I don't know how I'm gonna get back to my car. Because if my phone dies, I won't be able to use the bus because I won't have my bus ticket. I don't know. I'll figure it out. Dahlia Almeida Marco says, walking Minnesota, I hope everything is going well with you. It is, yeah, doing very well, thank you. Same to you, likewise. Thanks for the tour around the city. Greetings from, I believe that's Cuba. WDZU says, going to rain tomorrow. Yeah, might be, I don't know if you're here in Minnesota as well, but I believe it's going to rain here too. Yeah, Thomas says the free ride on the Ball Mall bus. Slimy cheesecake. I want spring. Yeah, this is I want real spring, not Minnesota spring. This is Minnesota spring, right? We always get dumped on. I want that 60, 70 degree that someone was talking about earlier. Go swim in a lake. See green things start to grow. The trees bud again. Alright, so we're crossing Hennepin now. The building we're looking at here is the Minneapolis Federal Reserve, currently run by Neil Kashkari. Hey! A couple Timberwolves fans saying hi. Here we come to the Hennepin Avenue bridge, which I do think I should probably turn back soon and start heading back towards Loring Park. but I wanted to come see the Grain Belt beer sign in the snow over the Mississippi River. A important crossing and a vital part of American shipping. Thomas says, I'll say this, I miss the seasons in Minnesota. Here in Florida, it's hot and humid or hot and rainy. Yeah, the seasons, I will say, they are very nice when they come. They're like, it really puts like a difference in your, when you think about when you're building these memories and getting old and trying to remember when this or that happened, when you remember if it was snowing or summer, or I don't know, makes the time go by differently. It gives a different feel to different times of year. That coming from San Francisco, it was you have slight changes, but overall everything's pretty much just San Francisco weather year round. But there are weeks and months where it does get a little warmer. But so here's the Hennepin Avenue Bridge. Thomas says, the bridge. Is Grain Belt beer still sold there? It is. I believe the recipe for Grain Belt was bought by Shell's Brewing Company, I think, out of New Ulm, Minnesota. And they're making the Grain Belt Northeast, that historic beer. You can still find it in stores and dive bars. I've always wondered why. So I think that's such a cool sign. When they light it up at night, it's really cool. But you go to like the Pacific Northwest and they have Rainier, which is their local cheap, not great beer, but it's like a local thing. And I think I've always wondered why Minnesota didn't like embrace Grain Belt that hard. I see people at dive bars drinking a lot of PBR and stuff like that, which, you know, is a very popular hipster dive bar beer across the country. But I feel like you got to lean into Grain Belt, make it the Minnesota thing. Slimy Cheesecake says, is it slick to walk? Probably. Let's see, I got my boots on. I was lifting my foot, but you couldn't see it. Let's try again. There we go. Can we see it? Almost. You can kind of see my boot. Yeah, I've got boots on. They are getting decent traction. If there was wood around here, I would knock on it, because that is the perfect thing to say before you slip and fall on your butt. Yeah, not too bad. It's warm enough to where it's not super icy everywhere yet. Michael says, great to watch from here in the UK. Cheers. Cheers in the UK. Hope you're having a great night over there. Slimy says, I'm excited. Slimy Cheesecake, that is. I am excited for summer because my birthday is during the Minnesota State Fair. Well, hey, happy birthday when the time comes. Hope the State Fair is great this year. Hope you get a chance to get out there and eat some cheese curds and see some live music and livestock and have a great time at the fair. I love the State Fair. I think those are some of the definitely some of the things that people are, based on the channel interest here, that people are most interested in. I feel like anytime I post something from the fair, it gets a lot of views. The fair, the Mall of America in downtown Minneapolis. Nomadic Fanatic loves his Rainier beer. Yeah. I feel like there's other regional cheap beers like that too, but having trouble thinking of any. I don't know. So I'm heading back in the general direction of Loring Park now, but still have a quite a ways to get there. And I'll try to backtrack as little as possible. Looking at the RBC Gateway, the most recent skyscraper in Minneapolis. Apparently some people were, there's like skyscraper forums where people, you know, you go on the internet, there's people that are chatting about pretty much everything. People are passionate about everything, which I think is so great that you can connect with people who have all these similar interests and can find these niche groups. But I saw that people had been sharing some of my videos on this skyscraper forum. They were excited about that new RBC Gateway about a year ago. I thought that was cool. I was excited that I was able to show them something that they were excited about. Now I'm singing that NSYNC song in my head, the new one. The I'm so excited to see you excited. I'm not gonna do my Justin Timberlake voice here. He's much better at singing than me. But I have a couple kids and they really like that Trolls movie. So I hear that Trolls NSYNC song quite a bit. So we're back at Hennepin and Washington, the Whole Foods Market, which is the, so you've got the Whole Foods right here, and then if you remember earlier in the video we were by the Lunds and Byerly's, that is the other grocery option on Hennepin in downtown. And there's a Target, but their hours are sporadic and everything's locked up and not a pleasant experience. I'm not a fan of the locking everything up in stores, but I understand businesses have to make their decisions. So we're looking north towards North Loop. Frank Dina 1986 says, hi, I just subbed with some hearts and then min. Hey, thank you for subbing. Appreciate that. I hope you enjoy what I'm putting out and continue to enjoy it. And if there's ever places in Minnesota you'd like to see or anything like that, feel free to leave a comment or send an email. And that goes for everybody, whether you're subscribed or not. Always happy to try to find something and show it. I feel like I end up downtown quite a bit, but always trying to show more. If there's something you want to see, maybe I'd find it cool too. Always enjoy watching the little plows clear the sidewalks, busy at work. there into the Skyway is where, when we were walking before, we saw the bus, the NBA bus, that was going to be taking the basketball team to the game. Looks like they already picked him up. Augustine Serafini says, "Hi from Argentina. Nice day for a coffee and bakery." Oh yeah, it would be a great day to sit inside or under like a nice heated patio, have a nice coffee and some sort of nice pastry. Sounds perfect to me. I love sitting outdoors on cold days. Well, it's really not that cold today, relatively speaking to Minnesota. Thomas says, "If you're ever in Southwest, can you take a stroll by my old alma mater, Washburn High School?" Thanks, Lord, class of 82. I'm old. Washburn High School, home of the Millers. I went to a Washburn High School. My son wanted to see a football game this year, and it really wasn't in the cards to take him to a Vikings game. So I wanted a football game this year, and he had a blast. He loved it. I think that was like the first time he had seen football in person. But yeah, I think it'd be kind of cool to walk around that Washburn area and maybe show the water tower there. The Washburn Water Tower. Can probably walk over to like 50th and Bryant. Yeah, there's some stuff I can show around there. I think I can put something together for you. I think that'll be a good spring, early summer video once we get some green in our lives. Here is the Gay 90s Happy Hour Bar, world famous. Is it really world famous, or did they just say that? Who am I to argue? Full says, "Is Kansas around here?" So Kansas is also in the Midwest of the United States of America. So Kansas is going to be, we are in Minnesota. The next state to the south is Iowa. And then I think Kansas is going to be south of there. So a few states away. You got Missouri and Kansas bordering each other, in Kansas City. So it's not like it's not close in terms of I could be there in a few hours by driving, but globally speaking, it's not super far. A couple states over. This is the brass rail. Love that blue on there. Nice little accent. The bay windows. Hey, Thomas says, "I'm English but always had an interest in Minnesota just because of the Mighty Ducks film. Wish I could live there during the winter months." Hey, how cool would it be to find a way to just get a downtown Minneapolis apartment for a few months one year, catch a winter in Minneapolis, and get to live that experience. I've been watching the Mighty Ducks movies a bit recently. I don't know if it was last week or the week before, we walked to one of the spots from Mighty Ducks, the Bandbox Diner. And then over in St. Paul, a couple weeks back, I was by the Mickey's Dining Car, which is there in St. Paul. It's one of the cool parts of Mighty Ducks. I was watching that movie because my kid had an interest in it, and really enjoyed some of the B-roll and some of the footage that they're using to like build the place, just because, you know, I'm familiar with it now. I remember watching it when I was a kid living in California, and obviously it was very different from what I was growing up with, but now it's something I'm a little more familiar with. The trains are pretty active downtown today for a Sunday. I often hear people who use those as their primary means of transportation say that they feel like they don't come very often, but, well, I guess we've been streaming for an hour and a half. I was going to say I feel like we've seen a few of them, but we got a blue line coming too now. Thomas says, do the chimes on the courthouse still ring on the quarter? Such a cool sound. I'm not sure. We'll have to go walk around there one of these days and we'll see. I'll check it out for you. Let's see. You want to walk on Nicollet or Hennepin? I think Hennepin. I feel like Hennepin will start getting more lively because it looks like they're getting closer to the event, the basketball game today. Here is the blue line headed to the Mall of America. Rex Game says lots of snow in spring. Absolutely. We always get a couple storms here in spring. Just to remind you. We got the Cowles Theater and the Cowles Center for dance and performance, which I believe unfortunately is closing down in the coming weeks. So really hope that someone can take control of that property and start something new there, or get the funding to continue their work. the Murrays that we were looking at earlier. The bar here. People getting their drinks before the basketball game. Paying $7 or whatever for a beer instead of $15, $20.
Camera the fuck off of me. Get that camera.
That guy wasn't happy. Check to go this way. Excuse me. Always at least one guy out in shorts. I don't know if you can see him across the street there. Oh, looks like he's going inside now. But yeah, anytime it snows in Minnesota, you're gonna have someone out in shorts. It's wild. Everybody's got something to prove. Uh-oh. I think we got a snowball fight going on. He's running. Guess he warmed up at Tom's bar, yeah. All right, so here we are by the Dayton's project and the IDS Center. There is Mary Tyler Moore. This is the Dayton's project. Dayton's building. We were talking about that a bit earlier. Used to be a very popular department store. They closed that about a decade ago. Hey! Now it is mostly vacant. So you can see part of the entrance to the IDS Center is closed off because of the falling ice and snow from the side of the building, I believe. This is the IDS Tower and the IDS Center Crystal Court in there. Let's go take a look really quick. Uh-oh. Get him. I think they're all closed. Yeah. You can see all those buckets where the that crystal court leaks. Seems bad. This is the Dayton's project right now. So yeah, it's all vacant in there. During the holidays, they do have the little market, but nothing in there at the moment. We'll see what they do with it. The departments at Dayton's. See, it's a little nicer walking this direction because now the snow is at my back. When we were walking towards the river the other way, it's just kind of get pelted in the face. So we've got new signage. And you'll see, I think I was talking about this a few weeks ago, but they're no longer using the Nicollet Mall branding. I think it's just on Nicollet, it says. Actually don't know how new that is. Thomas says, is that 8th Street Grill to your left? I'll go back to 8th and see. This is some wet snow. All right, so you got Dayton's on this corner. Nothing there. Bus stop, vacant spot, the Bancorp Center. It used to be where Piper Sandler headquarters was, but they're moving to North Loop now. This corner, I think that used to be a department store that's gone, vacant spot, and then 801 Chop House. So you got 801 Steakhouse. If that is what you're thinking of, 8th Street Grill, maybe. Or no, 8th Street Grill is the next block up. I know where you're at now, or what you're talking about now. We can go show you that. Daxer Test says, is Minneapolis a good place to live? Yeah, definitely. I think I've lived here for about 7 or 8 years now. I enjoy it. I think you've got a lot of good different food and drink options, really good art and culture scene. If you can handle the winter, it's pretty great. The summers are wonderful, warm, cozy. Lakes are fantastic. You get most major touring musical events. If you're into sports, you've got every major sport here. Yeah, the main drawback is the weather. If you like walkability, lots of good walkable options downtown. So here's the 8th Street Grill we've been talking about. And Ken, how are you today? Nice to see you. Yeah, 8th Street Grill, I will say, is probably still open. They've got patio seating out. The neons are still lit up. There's like ketchup and mustard on the tables inside. It's not open at the moment, but yeah, still here. Friday fish fry, $18, 3-piece pollock, served with fries, slaw, and a side of tater sauce. I love the fish fry. Such a cool Minnesota tradition. Oh, and there's the Fauché Tower. Which we were talking, I think it was Friday, I was talking with someone on here, and they were saying they like the Fauché Tower, but that the radio tower at the top is a bit too long. It's a bit comically excessive. It's too tall for the tower. What do you guys think? Too tall? Doesn't fit the tower? We'll look at it from a few blocks away. Whoever was talking about the old school steakhouse type spots, Manny's is right here at the base of the Fichet Tower in that building. That is definitely a old school steakhouse type spot. Very beloved local institution. Wow, it is coming down. All right, we got some moisture on the lens, so I'm going to give it a wipe here. Hopefully it doesn't mess everything up too much. It's worse. All right. Need a little cloth in my my bag, so I'm not using my glove for that. Oh, I've got the old glove that we were talking about earlier. That's gonna be dry. Let's see. You get it? I think so. All right. Here across the street is Hell's Kitchen, which I do not think has anything to do with the idiot sandwich guy. Coming up on the downtown Target. Strive Bookstore, a very cool bookstore in downtown Minneapolis. New tenant here on the corner, I think within the last year or so. Downtown Minneapolis, check that place out. They do have a another spot in the Skyway in the IDS Tower. It is called Sista Co-op. And they have inside there one of those cool free poem dispensers where you can walk up and pick either a 1 minute, 3 minute, or 5 minute read poem, and they'll print it out for you. Loomy, coming soon. I'll have to look up what that is. It's gonna have a rooftop patio. Looks like they just put the patio stuff out here within the last week or two. Because remember we were walking around here maybe 2 weeks ago and it was super nice out, but none of the patio furniture was out yet. Now they put it out. Woo, throwing snow. Right, we're coming up on PV Plaza, the 11th and Nicollet. Free storage for personal belongings, huh? Oh, that's probably for like trade show people and stuff. If you're in town for something over at the convention, you've gotten out of your hotel and you want to put your stuff down so you can wander around a bit. This is the Lafayette building. Is the Brits Pub rooftop lawn bowling. Probably not a lawn bowling going on today. Big soccer bar right there. I'm sure they'll be, well, I don't know if they'll be busy tonight. There's a US-Mexico soccer game tonight. We'll see. Actually, we won't see because I won't be there, so I don't know if they'll be busy. I'll be watching cozy at home. So we're kind of moving past the more, I would still consider this area downtown, but the more like central part of downtown for the Nicollet portion. I think you get to the convention center in a few blocks, and then South Minneapolis once you cross. Over to the side there, there's these people having a snowball fight. Someone just got pelted. There's another block or so up there is the Roxy's Cabaret, which we've walked by a couple times, where they have the big red stiletto spinning around in a circle there. Kind of cool, unique. This is a path that connects. It's called Loring Greenway. Connects Nicollet Mall to Loring Park. And I'll be honest, I've never walked on this before. I want to say I saw some images of this back when they used to do Holidazzle, the Holidazzle Festival. It was all lit up over here with holiday lights during the month of December or so. But yeah, we'll have to walk through here in spring sometime when we can see all this greenery blooming and blossoming, the fountains on. This is the back of the Hyatt Regency, I believe. Right here. Hey, we made it 2 hours. Look at that. I was planning on walking around for like 30 minutes. Remember the old device I used to stream with would last like, I think in weather like this I used to get like 15-20 minutes before it would get cold and shut off. But if this does shut off anytime, well, thank you all for watching, and I hope you enjoyed the stream and enjoy Minneapolis. And I hope you all have a great rest of your day. If I lose you, but if not, I still got a few more minutes here, and we'll go back to the sculpture garden and walk through Loring Park. And if my phone cuts out, I'll walk through Loring Park by myself. Couple little free libraries. Got the Java book. Whoever needs to learn. And the kids' book barn. I believe that is. Hello. Hope you are having a good day over there. CS35KY88. A little playground on the greenway too. Yeah, we definitely moved away from that commercial district where we're getting into a lot more residential. You have apartments and townhomes here. Less of the Target corporate headquarters vibe, more of the person looking to go for a stroll in the local park vibe. Coles Versan says, hello, I'm thinking about relocating to downtown Minneapolis in November, but I'm kind of concerned about the rising crime situation going on. Any advice? I would say